To me, Star Wars Visions is a contradiction of a product. It takes two things that I have strong opinions on. These two things being Star Wars, which I love, and anime, which I hate. I could honestly go on and on about how and why I love Star Wars, but for time's sake, I'll save it for later. Anime, though. You better strap in, because I'm about to drop some hot takes. The majority of animes are basically translated from manga, which I don't think it translates well at all in a video format. I mean, the way the characters talk more to themselves rather than the other characters around them just annoys me. They literally tell you what they're about to do before doing the thing every 15 seconds. Anime also really relies way too much on fan service because, let's be honest, most animes don't have a compelling story and the characters are so fucking annoying. So when I heard that Star Wars was collabing with different anime studios to create Star Wars Visions, I couldn't help but to say, I got a bad feeling about this. So how is it that Star Wars Visions managed to take these two forms of media together so well? Well, I guess you could say that it was a union waiting to happen. I mean, Star Wars is heavily influenced by Japanese culture, so basically the foundation was already there. All you gotta do is do some interior decorating and boom, you have yourself Star Wars Visions. It also helps that all the criticisms that I levied against anime as a genre did not find its way in Visions. All but one episode, of course. I swear on my fat, juicy, greasy balls that Star Wars Visions is a banger. It was definitely a nice surprise to see that the majority of the episodes were actually entertaining to watch. There were a total of 9 episodes, all having different stories, so it's basically an anthology. It's also important to note that multiple anime studios were asked to give their take on how Star Wars would look like if it had an anime spin to it. So each episode has its own animation style and story, and the only thing that's connecting them together is that they're all part of the Star Wars universe. Now with that long introduction out of the way, it's time to talk about the episodes. I will be telling you the general gist of each EP, so to not spoil anything for you, and to give my general thoughts on the EP itself. So, let's get things off with the first episode, The Duel. So when it comes to literally anything, your first impression matters. So for a TV series, your first episode has to grab the attention of the audience, and man, oh man, The Duel definitely did a fantastic job in grabbing my attention. The story follows a Ronin and his astromech droid, and I say so in quotations because it literally looks like a basket wearing a big hat. It's really quirky. To a town which is conveniently about to get robbed by some bandits, so you know the Ronin has to save the day. The episode featured a lot of good fight scenes and some really badass moments. It did a great job in incorporating the Star Wars formula in a feudal Japan setting. Plus, it had some twists that should be interesting to many of you. Overall, The Duel is a strong episode, so I will have to give it a 9 umbrella lightsabers out of 10. Tatooine Rhapsody. So you got a young Padawan who falls in the RV type ship and meets a Hutt, the same species as Jabba the Hutt, which leads to him joining the Hutt's band. No, it's not a band of pirates, but rather a rock band. So you see them go around performing while being hunted down by Boba Fett, which is voiced by Tamora Morrison. Nice little surprise there. I'm not the biggest fan of this EP. I didn't really much care for the whole rock band storyline. The anime was okay, but nothing spectacular. But hey, at least it had Boba Fett played as Tamora Morrison, so I'm gonna have to give this one 4 funky space slugs out of 10. The Twins. So remember my criticisms on anime? Yeah, it shows up in this episode. The Twins is about, wouldn't you believe it, 2 twins created by the dark side to do evil things. Ooh, so spooky. But unfortunately, one of the supposedly Sith twins decides to fuck up their plans and turns good random. So of course this leads to the 2 twins fighting each other. I really did not like this episode at all. Like, this episode alone got me nervous that the rest of the episodes would be as weak as the last 2. It said way too much in a short period of time. Then again, I think all the episodes were under 30 minutes, so you don't really have that much time to spill the beans. But man, did they make sure to stuff the beans down your throat just before they shit themselves, which I think is a perfect way to describe the fight scenes in the Twins. It's too stupid, man. It's like, I literally could not take it seriously. I would also like to mention that the color scheme in this episode was just so fucking abysmal. Whoever thought that putting orange lines on a stormtrooper would be a good idea needs to be fired immediately and banished from society. The twins gets a one crazy blonde bitch that also happens to be a Sith out of 10. The Village Bride. This one is a gem of an episode. The story revolves around 4 characters, 2 strangers hiding from the Empire, and a village couple celebrating their marriage with spiritual rituals. Now, these villagers have a very heavy connection with nature that is showed beautifully visually. The villagers live in harmony with the planet, but everything ain't sunshine and rainbows. During the Clone Wars, the Separatists left a surplus of battle droids, which, by the way, are animated beautifully. They got the head right and everything. Anyways, these battle droids were reprogrammed by some bandit or crime boss, so now the village is in trouble, since the resources have been depleted because of the CAS taking them. I thought the setting was gorgeous, the characters were charming, and the episode had motherfucking battle droids. The episode slaps, which restored my faith that the rest of the episodes would be good. Trigger Studios definitely did an outstanding job on this. The Village Bride gets 9 battle droids out of 10. The Ninth Jedi. Now, this episode had a very interesting concept that would be dope if Star Wars actually adopted it. Lightsabers in this universe changes color based on whoever is holding it. The catch is the person holding the lightsaber has to be strong with the Force in order for the blade to have a legitimate color, or else the color is a transparent green. I thought it was very creative and plays on the canon idea that the crystals are alive and have their own personality. So the plot of the episode is the majority of the lightsabers have been destroyed and the Jedi are close to the brink of extinction. The Sith, on the other hand, is running rampant throughout the galaxy, searching for Jedi to turn them to the dark side. All hope is seemingly lost until an old man called the Margrave, I think I'm saying that correctly, sends out a distress message to all the surviving Jedi to meet up together at the temple so he can give them some lightsabers so they can bring back balance to the galaxy. There's more to the story, but I thought the overall scheme of it was good. Very, very nice story. It contains a twist that felt pretty nice. It wasn't jaw-dropping, but still nice regardless. The Ninth Jedi gets 8 Kyber crystals out of 10. TOB1. I think TOB1 is a great reminder that at the end of the day, Star Wars is made for kids. It is a very wholesome story about an inventor and his droids trying to bring back life to a planet. One of these droids is a boy by the name of TOB1 who wants to travel the galaxy and become a Jedi. Really, the episode almost plays out as a typical hero's journey, which is really nice to see. Everything about this episode was very playful and fun. Honestly, anyone with a soul would be smiling throughout the entire runtime of the episode. I couldn't help but to get Astro Boy vibes from this episode. I mean, it could have heavily influenced the episode. Who knows? TOB1 gets 8 robot boys out of 10. The Elder. This episode is by far my favorite from the entire selection. It gets everything right when it comes to making a good story, even when time isn't on their side. 2 Jedi, a master and an apprentice, are patrolling the Outer Rim until the master sensed a disturbance in the Force. They go to a remote planet to check out to see if the disturbance was coming from a Sith Lord, which at this point were supposedly all wiped out. What makes this episode particularly great is it takes its time establishing its characters. The beginning starts off with the Master and his Padawan talking with each other. This allowed me to know that, hey, these 2 dudes have a strong bond. The episode also established the villain very well. You don't see him much, but when you do, his presence definitely demands respect. The Elder is without a doubt one of the best episodes of the lot. He gets 10 British teeth out of 10. Lope and Ocho. This episode's gonna attract a lot of people for the wrong reason, if you catch my drift. A lot of degenerates be looking at the bunny girl. Some bitch tells us that the Empire's taking over some planets, making the people slaves, which Lopez, she's the bunny girl, by the way. She escapes from her Imperial captives and finds herself stealing food to survive until a Shogun and his daughter take her in as part of the family. 7 years pass and we see the family starting to split apart. The father is not happy with the Empire's occupation of his home world since they're milking all of its resources. While the daughter, Ocho, likes the Empire since she believes that without their help, their people will not be able to progress. I thought the story was pretty nice. Nothing extraordinary, but I do like the whole tradition versus industrialization trope at play. Felt the characters were a little annoying, but not to the point where they were intolerable. The main attraction really for many for this episode will be the bunny girl. Lope and Ocho get 6 sussy bunnies out of 10. Akakiri. Man, I really hope I said that correctly. This episode is definitely on the weird side of things. You have a B-wing crashing on a planet which the pilot is a Jedi. He's there since he keeps getting visions of someone dying. He meets a banished princess and 2 guides that go along with him. Unfortunately, I felt the episode was kinda weak because the plot was everywhere. Events in the story went by rapidly. It felt like I was being pushed along the story, not really able to enjoy it. But with that being said, I think the characters saved it for me, especially the 2 guides. I thought they were pretty quirky. It did have a nice plot reveal towards the end, I'll give it that. I think if Akakiri took its time to properly tell its story without being rushed, it would definitely be a better and stronger episode. Still, with the shortcomings, I was able to enjoy the episode, so that's why I will be giving Akakiri 7 horsebird hybrids out of 10. So when it comes down to it, I think Star Wars Visions succeeded in many ways more than it actually failed. A lot of episodes felt like they had purposely left the door open for maybe another season, which I would love to see more. This is something I would definitely watch again and would have no shame in recommending it to other people. Star Wars Visions should not be slept on, nor underestimated. Let me know, what was your favorite episode from Star Wars Visions? It better not be the twins! Better not be the twins, or else I'm gonna kick your ass back to the Shadow Realm where you belong. But that's all I have to say about Visions, so this is where we depart. I will see y'all in the next scripted video. Goodbye, for now.